Yo, what's going on, Brad?
Feels like, I was thinking earlier today, I'm like, and I know we say this like every time, but it feels like forever. Like I was even thinking, I'm like, when did we last record? Feels like
Well,
it's been a long, but
it's
it hasn't
been
been that long.
it's been 2 weeks,
I
hasn't it?
think.
Because we recorded a
When we
double.
record-
We put out, we split
yeah,
it.
true. Yeah.
so it has
Yeah,
been.
you're
This one
right,
actually
yeah.
has been a little bit
It
longer.
actually has.
Yeah, yeah. So that makes sense why it would seem
Yeah.
longer this time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been hard to keep track. Just like so much stuff going on. Like
You too?
personal stuff, like Janelle's mom was here for a visit. It's that Christmas shop craze time, so it's just like go go go. She's only here for a short bit, so it's like you're just packing in all as much time as you can
Yeah.
and just hanging out and stuff. So it just felt super busy.
Where
Yeah.
was I? Do you remember where I was the last time we recorded? I think I had just got to Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So since then, I've done.
Yeah, I believe so.
We spent some time in Oklahoma. Then we went to Great
Yeah.
Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado. Then we went to Colorado Springs in Colorado. Then I went to Rocky Mountain National Park, and now I'm on my way to Moab today in Utah.
And I'm still in my office.
So I've been a little busy.
Oh, that's
But
too
dude,
funny.
I gotta say, I'm back.
Yeah.
Photography Ray is back.
You're-
Woo!
Oh, I can feel it.
He's
Yeah.
back.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You know what
Yeah,
it took?
I mean, that's the thing. Like,
It took
what's that?
time away from work. That's what it took.
Yeah.
I had to
Okay.
stop doing the work stuff. I had to stop doing photography for a little
Yeah.
bit and just go out and have fun and just like let
Yeah.
that all go away. And now I
Mhm.
spent 10 hours out in the same spot yesterday photographing pica. So if
That's
I'm
wild.
back.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
dedication. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah, like if I
Ugh.
wasn't into photography, there's no way in hell I would have done that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. And it's
Yeah.
an effort to go where you went, too.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So we're not going to
Yeah,
share
for
about that on
sure.
this one.
That's
So since it's
awesome.
been 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Brad and I have a lot of stuff. And so we're going to kind of split the episodes up with like this past 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And we're also like delayed in recording because of my schedule. So I did visit Rocky Mountain National Park. We're going to talk about that on the next episode that we're going to actually probably record tomorrow. But you guys will see in a week. So anyway, today is going to be all
Yeah.
about what Brad's been shooting a little bit. And I am going to show some of the stuff from Oklahoma, Great Sand Dunes, and some of my favorites from Colorado Springs. So I'll just kind of cap it there.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
then at the end, we're going to talk about a little bit more contest stuff coming back. So, photographer Rain Solnaire put out a video on YouTube. We're going to chat about that. Kind of
Mhm.
connects with some of the stuff we've been talking about lately, which is cool. And yeah, just a few other things to catch up on. So maybe before we get into what you've been up to, dude, we'll take care of a couple of these bullet points.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, everybody, you can send us money now. Support the show. You can donate. Yeah, we finally.
Everyone clicks off the link.
I
No?
finally got around to enabling this. So it's just right through the wildlifephotoChatvideo.com website. So you can just go right to that website. It'll take you right there, or just go to my website and then look up the podcast and hit the Wildlife Photo Chat video. You can
Mhm.
donate one time, reoccurring, however much you want. We've actually had 2 people donate already. So a big thanks to Andy Bruner for supporting the show. We
Mhm.
really, really appreciate it. And another Andy. So we got 2 Andys supporting the show right now. Andy, sorry, Andy, your last name is challenging. Wlasniewski. I'm going to go with that. I've worked with Andy for quite some time in my mentorship program. Super cool dude.
Mhm.
And yeah, both of these guys have, decided to donate and support the show, so we really appreciate it. So Brad, we are this much closer to getting you a dry suit. I mean, I'll say we're this close right here. We got to go to
We're
like
that-
there.
yeah,
but,
Yeah.
But listen, that's amazing. Thank you so much, both of you
Yeah,
guys.
it is. Yeah.
That really means a lot. Like, it doesn't matter if you
It
just throw
does.
us like $1 once. It's still awesome. Like, that's
Mhm.
super cool.
It
So,
is.
yeah, we're grateful for it. If anybody's interested, I will make sure to include a link on the YouTube video to go ahead and do that. And yeah, we finally did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to check those two things off. Let's see. That's good. Oh, from one of our last episodes, we were talking a lot because you were shooting, and I see you have a little bit here, the donut bokeh lens, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Another photographer that we kind of got to get one of these, Ryan Damaino, another student of mine, and I've been working with him. He's been getting some really cool stuff with it. But he told me the other day, and I wanted to mention this, he shoots Sony. He can throw a teleconverter on it, a 1.4 teleconverter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and bump the focal length up a little bit on it. I was like, that's super cool. So I went to try it. Nope. Not on Nikon.
Really? So,
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
Why?
Nikon teleconverter won't mount in there.
The TC is not...
I don't get it because it's a standard mount into Z mount. Like it's
exactly
that adapter is a Z mount adapter that goes into the camera, no problem. But there's something in the teleconverter that just doesn't let it like seat. It won't even like seat properly with that adapter. So
oh shoot.
Maybe it's the adapter. Maybe there's like another one of those types of adapters we could get that could potentially do it. That's possible. But anyway, I wanted to mention that for anybody that's shooting Sony, or maybe even, I don't know if Canon's the same way. Or even Nikon people. If you guys have one, you might have a different adapter than me and Brad have. So give it a shot. And I don't know, Brad, did you get the same one as me? Adapter wise?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So
same one.
Yeah.
No, same. Yeah.
And you don't have a 1.4 converter.
Well, I don't have it. I was going to say I don't have a TC anyway. But it's funny you're mentioning this because I think it was like literally yesterday. I was like, man, if this focal length and 250 is still reasonable. Yeah. But I'm like, man, if this was like a little, a bit longer of a lens, I'm like, I'd be shooting this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, because it's tough getting, that close within range to something. So I'm like, man, just the effect. I love just that. There's something about it.
Well, and
it works really well.
I agree, man. I have a 2x teleconverter too, so I could like turn that thing into what, 600, I guess it would be, or no, 500. Sorry, it's 250. Yeah. So I could turn it into a 500, but which is I can't get the teleconverter seat in there, so that was kind of a bummer. But I was glad he shared that with me.
That'd be interesting, even
cool.
to reach out to TT Artisan and just ask them like if they know.
Well, it's nothing to do with their lens.
Something else you got to add on.
It's the adapter. Their lens is the screw mount, and then that goes into the adapter.
Yeah. Oh,
so it's the adapter company that would connect into the teleconverter. So that's why I'm saying it's got nothing to do with them.
Yeah, that's right.
Just my stupid adapter. Maybe I bought a funky one. I don't know.
It'd be interesting to say. Yeah, if anyone knows, I'd love to know.
So anyway, we also talked about, I think we talked about it. I don't know, you and I talked about it. I don't know if we talked about doing it, if we talked about this on the show, but we're thinking of just kind of changing our format a little bit here as far as like how we talk about the photos, instead of like going into the backstory of every shot, because, like we both just recognize like that can get a little mundane after time, unless it's like a really fascinating story, in which case we'll share it. But instead, I think we're going to like take a little bit about what we did from the contests, because we realized that was kind of like a fun way to do it, and just bring up the photos, and like when we bring up yours, I'm gonna kind of like pick out some of the ones that stand out to me, and then maybe we'll talk about those a little bit more and why they're really cool. So dude, I gotta say, man, the Coot one right off the bat, that one was like really cool. Like I thought that was really unique, man. And very surprising.
Well, and
for you.
Well, I had mentioned to you, I was like, I think I got a Coot shot that I really like. Like it was, there's a feel sometimes about a certain image. But I think for me, what I really loved about this is like, I got out a nice bit during fall, but I felt like I still didn't get like a ton of really, I don't know, something about fall pictures. Like I wish I had gotten more opportunities.
Oh yeah, I wish you had gotten color. Look, what's all this color?
No, I know. Yeah. But so I guess for me, I was like, now that all the leaves have fallen, like I wish I could kind of like, I thought about it the other day. I'm like, I wish I could get like a top-down look of like, I don't know, just like even maybe Junko or something, like feeding amongst all the leaves.
Oh,
like like under a tree. And so I kind of just had this quick thought one evening and kind of just let it go. And so on this particular morning, dude, I was just bopping from like pond to pond or whatever. Anyway, so I ended up at this place, which had a couple coots. And this little guy was super interesting. And I was just there, like leaned against the tree, just like looking around at stuff, seeing what was there. And he kept kind of coming really close underneath. And when I looked down, was a super shallow spot, and I was like seeing all this like bed of leaves, and I'm like, oh, this is fun.
It's really cool.
I had the 100 to 400. So
shot
I was
at
like,
100.
perfect.
Look at that.
Right? Yeah. Went it a bit wider, and yeah, just there was something different about it. Like to see underneath so clear like that, see the actual foot as well, which I wanted to have in there. So yeah, I think it was kind of different. I liked it.
Absolutely, man. It stood out right away. As soon as I imported it, I was like, oh, that's clever. It's unique. You know what I mean? Like it just stands out so much. The Kinglet portrait, stunning, you know, standard portrait, but like killer shot, just beautiful light and really fun. Close for a Kinglet.
They've just been everywhere.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they've been everywhere lately, and this just got my attention. So nothing else was happening. I grabbed a shot.
Yeah, that was really cool. I wanted to compare these two. Which one's your favorite out of these two?
I personally like the one on the right-hand side. I like that vertical. Okay. I love the way the tops kind of like make this like curvature going in. There's something about the shape. I think I like everything about the background, not necessarily the duck. Like I wish it was like pose a different or a little bit. I don't know, just something or maybe a hint closer. I'm not sure. There's something about it, but I like the background. Aspect.
I like this one better. The left one, the horizontal. Yeah, I just like the how the background's spaced out more, and I don't know, it just appealed to me more than this one, you know, for whatever reason. Yeah, that's so funny. We both have like a different one that we like. I feel like that's how that goes.
One bush, and I locked in on this one bush like that whole time. I was like, anything goes in front of it, so I'm grabbing shots. Well, everything else was just bland around it. So
yeah. This is really nice. Just another nice portrait. And then this was cool with the mating.
Well, dude, I'm pissed because here I was in my float blind, everything, and I was like almost like cluing up, and I was actually backing back slowly. And to come out of this one spot to then kind of like get out of the water. So I was like, yeah, I'm done. And all of a sudden I saw the widgeon. He was like up on this little bank, kind of hop down and go over to the female. Yeah. And I was like, oh, and I could, you know, like they had this behavior. I'm like, oh, something's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, get back, kind of like get back in, push in a little bit closer. I wish... Like, I like the background, but I kind of, like, in that sense, I was like, I wish I could have got in, like, tight and just really
it's more about the behavior.
It off a bit more.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So, but I just couldn't, like, and as I was moving, I'm like, I need to just stop and shoot because like, I'm just going to miss shots as I'm... Yeah, right? Yeah, I could.
I mean, you really could. Like, it's so funny that you won't. What is this thing?
But I mean, what was really...
Like, I'm just curious
I still have tons of
what the
room
pixels would be if we crop this thing in tight, right? And I say tight, like something like that, right?
Yeah, like something like that.
So, all right, let's see.
It's still like
31,
3,
by almost 5,000. Like, it's ridiculous. But like that, you have like a mental block on that, right?
Uh-huh. I do. I don't know what it is.
You just can't bring yourself to do it.
Can't. No. It's rare I do. It's like so rare funny that I'll make big crops, but it still works, doesn't it?
I do it all the time, dude. I'll like that much of a crop. Well, I'll do it all the time. Yeah. I mean, I certainly try not to, but I will do it all the time.
No.
Yeah. I love this one again.
And I just threw this in there just because I'm like, I love the texture. It was like a reminder. And to textures, dude. And like, I was surprised at how sharp I got the female.
Yeah.
Super mallard in it too. Like, so, but there's textures. Like, I got to play with it more. And dude, I was actually playing with it the other day. There was a couple of house finches just out like in a bush in my front yard. And I didn't get any shots, but what I was just kind of looking around. And even when it's like parts of the sky through the trees, like all that white that you would typically want to ignore, because it turns into these like circular, there's some interest to it. And I'm like, I got to play with this thing. Like, and play with it in a way where it's like, think opposite of what I would typically would try to exclude.
Just try stuff.
And like exactly. And with winter coming up now and stuff, like it's going to be fun to play with.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
I like the texture and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna
that's be awesome, man. Nice, dude. I mean, well, that's still
but dude, it's this time of year, it just drives me crazy, man. Like, it just don't get out as much. Weather, short days. It's always windy. We've had like a crazy amount of rain. Like, dude, some of the ponds I visited that like some I could walk out further, like I mentioned, that I've ever had to in like 15 years. Now they're like overflowing, can't even get to where I typically used to get.
Wow.
And, without like chest waders. Oh, it's a massive amount of water.
It's almost like you need a dry suit.
Yeah, right? Hint, hint. donate. No, I'm joking. But that's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah,
just get out when you can. Hopefully Friday's looking good. Fingers crossed. So
okay, cool.
No wind and stuff.
Nice, man.
Try to get back out again. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just break things down a little bit with where I was. So this is all I really got from Oklahoma. We only had they were actually just kind of. The deer was opportunistic. We were just like cruising by and saw a truck pulled over, and he was there looking at this, and it was this beautiful buck out in this field. So pulled over real quick, jumped out, shot it. That was it. It was killer light.
But still, what a beautiful scene, though.
I know.
Really
like to just
nice.
Stumble into that was really nice. And then I did make one planned outing for prairie dogs, and then learned the hard way that like they do not come out at sunrise. they like sleep in.
No?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
They're
dude.
lazy.
The light was
lazy dogs.
stunning.
Yeah.
Like pastels in one direction, super clear. The light would have been incredible. And hour and a half after sunrise is about the first they started coming out, which at that point it was just like
no way.
Gnarly. So in the meantime there was a meadowlark around, so I shot that. That was pretty much it.
Nice.
Oh dude, this is where we stayed in Great Sand Dunes. Like this was the campsite.
Wow.
$11 a night, National Forest campsite. Like this stuff is the best, man. We were up 1,000 feet off the bottom there. So it was like you're up 1,000 feet and just had this view out over this vast scene. And like every night sunset was like that. Dude, Stellar's days flying all around. Every single time the light would get good, could not find them.
What?
Yeah,
really?
Couldn't find them.
That's so weird.
They only showed up
right?
like in the middle of the day. I'd be sitting in the van
typical.
just working. They're like out there, it's blazing sun. I'm like,
no
whatever.
way.
Yeah, jerks.
Must be on the same schedule as the prairie dog.
Yeah, exactly. But then like there's just some of the stuff we did in the dunes, man. It was such a cool thing. Like
that bottom left corner shot. Is that a raven?
Yep.
Or something. I like that. I love the play
cool?
of the shadow there.
Yeah. I was really happy with that one. Yeah. He flew, one of them flew right over my head first. So I got that, which was like, it's okay, you know? And before it, this guy was flying through. So I have a shot with him in the light, but his wing position was just stupid, dude. It was horrible. And then I got the better wing position but he's in the dark. He doesn't stand out. I feel like it fails.
Yeah.
Like he needed to be in the light spot, and I timed it.
Yeah, I can see.
I waited for him to fly into the light spot, and then I hit it, and his wings were just stupid. And so it was one of those times where I wished I would have thought ahead of time, put it on a high frame rate. Like, because it would have given me more opportunities in that small window when he was in the light, you know?
Yeah.
And
very
I didn't.
True.
So there's one of the times where shooting style
and
was
even
wrong.
if right, exactly. And even if the raven, like, I don't know, like really banked or something into that dark, I'd love it even more. Like to really give a like a top down view of it or something. But
the scenery was like incredible, man.
Spot.
Yeah.
Man. Stunning.
I know. Like
so cool
we had
must
fun
make
out there
you feel
for sure.
super small.
Yeah, that's me up here, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Emily just shot that on her phone. Yeah. So there was just like there's such cool patterns. It was like, again, I wish we had more time there, but we were meeting a friend of Emily's in Colorado Springs. The sunset the night we did the dunes was insane, you know. But dude, this place starts
beautiful
at around, I think, 8,000 feet elevation. Where we camped was around 9,000 feet. And then I did a hike the night before, which there was nothing to photograph. I didn't see anything. But I did a hike and that took me up over 10,000 feet elevation. Dude, let me tell you, I am not built for that, man. I am not prepared. It like,
it's a whole other beast.
Huffing and puffing and just crazy, man. Like I had to walk so slow uphill because if you Like if you lost your breath and you had to catch it, it just took forever, you know? So you had to like not push too far. Yeah. This was another one I thought was almost
the layering.
Yeah, right. But
it's
he's
just
again
that inner subtle
weird position,
almost intersection, or yes.
I wish he just banked a little bit more.
There's no head.
I know. Yeah. There was a bunch of almost, dude.
All those different layers, really nice.
Yeah, I was happy with the look of it. I felt like I was doing cool stuff. This one totally worked out. This one I like a lot. Yeah. Yep. So that
and I don't know why. Like for me,
this background looks fake, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right, it does. It looks like you got dropped into it.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
That shot, I wonder if you, but I guess it would be totally different if you had tried any horizontals.
What do you mean horizontals? It is horizontal.
Verticals. Sorry.
Oh, out of
just
that?
because like I love the S shape.
I feel like I'd lose it though.
I wonder, but yeah, no, I just didn't know if you even tried shooting any of it.
Oh no, because
and I almost wish then if he was looking into the shadowed area,
that would work.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, but like to go vertical in here, I feel like then he's like it's like he's off balance a little bit, don't you think? Like he's
that's
like,
what I mean. Yeah, like if he was turned
like that and turned
towards.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
and then I also was playing with like because I have
cool.
this hill in the foreground here. So I was playing around with like leaving that, but I thought it was just cleaner cutting it in with just the shadow there. Yeah. Right?
I think there's so many more interests there that when you do that, then it's almost like, what happened?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it just like throws that bottom section off. I think what you chose there is real nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here's another one just showing the scale of that place. So yeah, we had been to white sand dunes in New Mexico, which I think is still prettier because it's just so like pure and clean. But the scale of this is like, I don't know, 10 times taller than the white sand dunes. It's just like, we hiked up these for about 45 minutes and still didn't reach like the tall dunes.
The top. Wow.
Yeah. That's how tall they are. It's crazy. Crazy sand
that's
dunes.
Wild.
Yeah. And then the next thing was we stayed at some national forest up in just like above Colorado Springs, probably about a half hour outside of Colorado Springs. This was like that campsite. So this was like free place to stay, just like out in the forest. I went there, A, for a free place to stay, but B, there was really nice mountain bike trails up there. And dude, the night we're driving up there, you ready? Was the night that aurora, the northern lights, hit everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we had no idea.
Nothing.
And we
Cloud.
were both exhausted. So we like drove by a bunch of photographers. I thought they were just shooting regular astro. They were up in this open field. We're up at like 10,000 feet, dude. And like the clearest skies, right? So it would have been like epic. We just went to bed and woke up the next morning to hear like it had been crazy northern light. Her friend was sending photos, like, but we didn't see any of it because we were just like exhausted and went to bed super early.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, it would have been really fun because we were in such a cool spot, you know? Yeah.
That
like imagine
cool
like from here shooting the northern lights, right?
Just even that. Oh.
Yeah. But anyway,
too funny.
Yeah. These were I think these are called a fox squirrel. Cute as hell. Like these big chunky things.
They look big.
They are big,
yeah,
dude.
They're big.
Look how chunky he is.
They look big. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
He does not look happy.
No, it was like he couldn't even
food.
fit in the tree.
Yeah.
And then I did get some stellar stays in the campsite. So that was cool. So I got that one and some sweet light there.
That I really like that one.
Yeah, this was all sunrise. So there's me shooting it right there.
Stunning.
Yeah. Aren't they?
That composition's nice.
Oh, thanks, man.
I like that you included that little tree down below.
Yeah. Oh, the vertical one, you mean?
Real nice stuff. Yeah, the vertical one. There's something about that. Like just the coloring, the bark on the tree and stuff, and that one down below.
I mean, this is what it like.
They're both nice.
We woke up to that sky. Like everything was just crazy. That was like the sunrise.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then I got a nice little mountain chickadee there. So that was nice.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're
really cute.
They're real nice.
Then I did a mountain bike ride.
Are.
Yeah. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of cool? Do you see the bird?
It's slow. Oh, wow. You got an eagle there. That's so cool.
I shot it on my phone because I was in my middle of my bike ride.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What a weird spot.
Isn't this crazy? This was a reservoir that was really low, and dude, all the edges were
so
like
he's
that.
just grabbing.
It looked like this
No
all
way.
around.
So
man.
he's probably grabbing fish out of there.
Yeah, he had a fish. I end up riding the bike around. The trail went right by him. And then I kind of knew where he was. So I creep out on the bike because I was going to try and get a closer shot with the phone. And right when I finally see him, he's got a raven sitting right next to him. It's the eagle and a raven just chilling together. And I'm just ready to stop. And I look down and I'm like, I hit like a root weird and it like tipped me. And I had to like real quick, like jam my foot down and it scared them both.
Oh,
I was like,
scared them.
Yeah, I was so close. I knew right where I'm like creeping up, but it's like this steep downhill and then I almost toppled over. And that was that. So
funny.
yeah. So that was
that's so cool.
That was the last bit of up there. But then we went to this spot called Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. It's this amazing like red rock formations and stuff, and shot a ton of this kind of stuff. So, if there's any you want to see bigger, let me know. But yeah, it was just like really neat to play with. There was black-billed magpies, mountain chickadee, American robin, woodhouse scrub jays, pigeons were all over the place. Yeah.
The one or two of the first, like not the first image, the second or third image. So what's that? Something
pigeons flying up there,
flying overhead.
Yeah. But
God, the rocks are stunning.
The rocks are cool. So the day before, I was in this spot when the light was really harsh, and the pigeons were flying from on top of this rock and like fluttering down and landing low here. And I'm like, oh, perfect. I had a 24 millimeter with me at the time, but it was too tight.
Yep.
So this was the first time I finally took that new 14 to 30 out. And then all they were doing was flying across the top the whole time. Course. They never came low. So they're like, that's like the best I could get, right? They're like specks in the frame. But like if one of them had come down lower, it would have been epic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, because it just like towers over you. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Stunning.
Yeah, like and go ahead.
What's the one after the chickadee?
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
I love the light in that. Yeah. The lighting there.
Just a robin. But why not, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I actually took the big lens out for that
awesome.
One.
Yeah, it's that beautiful light, right? Hidden in the background, birds in shade. I love that setup. Like that kind of lighting setup works so well.
I know. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's perfect. It gives you this amazing color. Then there's no like harsh nothing on the birds. So good.
Robins again, though. It's just like cool lineup.
No way.
Yeah.
Tons of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Yeah, that works well.
Yeah.
It's funny. Neat. That actually reminds me of your ocean scene that we had talked about for the contest. If the birds were lined like that, remember you did the slow shutter speed with the crazy waves, but all the cormorants are like on the actual rock and not on the peaks.
Totally.
If they were lined up like this,
absolutely.
It would have been,
Yeah. That's exactly what we would have needed.
That's really cool.
But man,
I love the magpies, like against that lighter colored rocks and stuff. Like the colorings just stand out, real nice.
Yeah, they were really pretty.
It's so cool when you get rocks. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like it's so neat when you can get and incorporate shapes like that.
Dude, this one
the
really,
rocks, but then
I love this one a lot. And it's just a rock pigeon.
That's cool. What is it? Oh, no way.
Yeah.
The shapes again work really well.
Exactly. That's what I saw the shapes and I was like, this is cool. And then this one I really liked. That's a scrub jay. But this one with like the split, right? One of them out in the light and then the other one in the shade. So it was kind of like a nice even split there. But yeah, dude, it was so fun, man. Just like playing with all the shapes and like the dramatic light and just the colors and all the
textures.
Lines.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just not a habitat I get to shoot
stuff.
a ton of. So you get in it and you're just like, man, this is awesome, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's like a big playground.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, even stuff like this, like another robin, right? But like cool backlit against the sun there. And again, you just get to, when you had a zoom, I had a 28-4, you just get to play all over with the shapes. How much do you want to include? How big do you want it? Like, and just, you would have a blast, dude. And
it's a
really
perfect lens.
Yeah, this whole wall right here, right? This was in shade for 3 hours. And then some of them you could get in shade with another rock wall behind you. So that thing's getting blasted with sun and light's bouncing back in. So you get this like reflected light coming into the shadowed side.
Nice.
So dude, you could shoot for a really long period of time in just having like soft light and playing with shapes and color and lines and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just, It's just like real dynamic in there and just a ton of fun to play with, you know?
Yeah, and it's great you're able to actually like find some kind of birds in there to play with too, because sometimes in these big areas, like,
yeah,
seems like it's hard to find stuff sometimes.
I
but
know.
yeah, that's
well,
awesome.
This was just
and,
a small area.
Magpies are gorgeous.
Really, really accessible to the town, right? So there's like, it's actually like concrete walking trails through the whole thing. And so there's just all kinds of people there, but it's not busy. It's not that busy, at least at sunrise. And it's just a very, very popular spot. I saw my first prairie falcon too, which was really cool. He was just flying over, I think probably like
that's cool.
looking to clip off a pigeon or something.
Looking.
Yeah. But that was really neat to see.
That's
so
neat.
yeah. So it was a really cool
great
stop,
stuff, man. Yeah, really nice. Yeah.
Thanks, man. This was
you
another
came away
one.
with some really good stuff.
It was stronger light, but like the layout and the colors, I feel like it works anyway, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think you had said you like this one especially as well.
Yeah, the wing pattern, because I didn't know that their wings were like that. Like when you sent it first, I'm like, what's going on here? It's like it was such an odd shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, with the rock formation, all that jagged look, and then the wings up like that is really nice.
What were you going to ask?
What's the bird down the right-hand corner?
Another robin.
Another robin. Yeah. But
yeah.
again, it's fun textures and again, that kind of lighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. It was like, why not? So.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Definitely.
So
yeah, great stuff, man.
Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, that's all the notes I have. So
okay.
I think to segue into this, it's worth mentioning. Did we mention on the last episode? I don't think we did. The bird photographer of the year disqualified a photo, or did we? Did we talk about that on the show?
No, yeah, because that only just came out not too long ago. So
yeah, so that was pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, and I think like there's a lot of speculations and like a lot of people curious on like what happened there, like how can an image make it through, get printed in the book and everything, because you're supposed to submit the raw files, and then they find out later that, and I still don't think it's clear on exactly, like I know they didn't get, or I think it's something along the lines they didn't get the raw, or the raws look weird or something related to that. But I don't think it's very clear.
It seems like a mistake on their part to not just be forthcoming and just share what happened. Like, why not be transparent?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't understand. Like, you don't have to trash the photographer, but listen, I'm sorry. If you're the photographer that did this and tried to manipulate the system and it comes out that you did that and everybody's angry at you, guess what? You kind of deserve it, dude. You brought it on yourself. So like, I don't really feel bad for somebody that had something like that happen to them. I don't think they deserve to be like, like trashed on and like attacked or anything. No. I do think though they deserve to be called out, and I think bird photographer of the year should just be transparent and be like, this is the mistake we had. This is what happened. So everybody can understand, because if not, we're all just sitting here like scratching our heads like, what happened? Because when you, the only thing I can see that's bizarre in talking with other photographers is it swallows in flight at 2/50th of a second. Like, how is that not an immediate tip off that something's up? Like,
and
if you're a bird photographer, you know that you can't do that.
Exactly.
Like, that doesn't match.
Right? No. And it just makes you wonder then, how much are they looking into every aspect? Like, once you get into those final last few images, like how are they really looking at all settings compared to the shot, compared to this, or is it just like, we're looking at the image, awesome, looks great?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I think supposedly that individual, I think that individual too, like, has another image.
There's two
in the book as well.
Yep.
Yeah. And then people were like, wonder what's going on. Was that image legit? Like,
not just that image. How about every image?
Like
how is not the entire book and contest question now?
Exactly. And it made me wonder,
especially yours,
is
Brad.
This a scenario? Yeah, exactly. Get rid of all of them. I wonder if it's one of those scenarios where the individual might have been saying that they're away and that they wouldn't have access to the raw file till they got back. And bird photography of the year was under, like a tight deadline.
So pick another photo.
We'll trust that. I know. Yeah,
if you can't verify it, It's like, come on, that's pretty easy.
So, which
Sorry.
that should be the way it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know?
Yeah.
But I just don't understand what the harm could be in them being transparent. And you know what I mean? Like, isn't it only going to be better by that? Because if not, we're all questioning, right? Everybody's guessing what could have happened. And my guess is 90% of those guesses are going to be worse than what actually did happen. You know, so we're all imagining all these potentials of like, you know, what did the photographer, how'd they fool them? How blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if you guys would just spell it out and share it, then all the guessing can stop and you can just own up to a mistake and just say that we made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. It's all good. But be clear. They're being so like secretive about it. And I know another photographer that reached out to them and had a little bit of back and forth with them and got a little bit more info, but still they were just like cagey about it. They're just like, no, at a certain point it was like, we can't say anymore. And it's like, what? That seems bizarre that you can't.
That's weird. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, you know, but
really weird. Yeah.
Anyway,
contests are always fun and
that
interesting.
Contest though. Photographer Rain Saulnier, I think that's how you'd say it. He did a really awesome thing. I think it was really, really clever what he did. He put together a YouTube video. So again, I'm going to make sure to include a link in the show notes and in the caption in YouTube. So be sure to go watch the whole thing. We're only going to give away a little bit here because I don't want to give away the whole thing. So I want to make sure you all go watch it because he put it had to be a lot of time and effort into this concept. But he did, I think it was all based on the book. So not just the winning, like the category placed images. So he got a wider, you know, source of images, more images. And he kind of just like broke it down based on data. So instead of being like, you know, what's your opinion, which is what you and I, Brad, have been talking about all along, our opinion on a lot of this stuff. He went with a little bit more of a structured factual base with just some data. And it's pretty cool. Right? I think it is.
I found it fascinating. I thought it was really, really good. And I think, you know, especially if you're new into entering into the contests and stuff, like it could give you a little bit of insight into potentially what could get you greater odds into it. I mean, there was aspects of it that really honestly did have me thinking about even some of the entries like that I was doing for this coming year. Like, you really sit back and think of like small in frame silhouette stuff. Like if there's only one image that made it into the book, which is like 300 and something images, like, okay, you're really rolling the dice there. Like, you know, like I think you need to then evaluate the image that you're submitting to be like, is it really strong? Right? It can still be a small in frame silhouette kind of shot, but is it like, okay, this is something different. Like it's probably never been seen before. It's got elements that really, really stand out, or is it just a small in frame, you know, sanderling on a beach or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like with not a lot of context or anything like that. You're lowering your odds. Like it certainly made me kind of like, you know, go back over a couple images and be like, yeah, maybe I'll swap them out. Like they're good, but you know, based on some of the stats, I mean, you can't go fully in. It's 1 year. You know, like I think it would be greater if it was a deeper dive into the past 10 years, then you could really
come on,
like hone in, maybe.
Just spend the next year compiling data.
Right? But yeah, some really interesting stuff. I thought it was fantastic that he took the time to do that.
So we grabbed a few of the charts that he put together just so we could talk about them here, like some of the things that really stood out to us. I do think this one was a really interesting one. And there was a handful of charts where I saw them. I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I had thought. You know, it's just like popular species, you know, and it just, it kind of sucks, you know, it kind of sucks because some people just don't have access to these species. Yeah. What were you going to say?
But are you not blown away by the lowest one on that list?
Oh, Puffin being, that was surprising. Yeah. But you know what?
Dude, I thought for sure, as soon as I went, I was going to be like, it's going to be Puffin. But I think I know what you're going to say, so go ahead.
I bet you it's just been so overdone. They're overcorrecting or just correcting on it. You know what I mean? And it's not like Puffin was like 1 year. It's like there's been a ton of them. So
Multiple
it would be
years.
interesting to see over a longer span, like you said, if those numbers shift around, and what they are per year, and if there is like an ebb and flow. Because like we've talked about it, the stupid Northern Gannet thing, has just been like constant lately. Yeah. And so like, is there all of a sudden going to be like a dip in that in the next year or two, because they're kind of they're going to hear enough feedback or just recognize themselves like, listen, that's enough of these. But at the same point, that's a bummer if that's the case, because that shouldn't factor into it. A good image should be a good image.
It shouldn't.
And if it's the same species over and over again, so be it. Yeah. Right? But
you're right.
I also get it from the viewers. Like, I'm tired of seeing the Gannets. I love Gannets, but I'm like, enough already. Give something else
the same type of shot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Razorbill's higher than Gannet or Puffin. Yeah.
Right?
Like,
Puffin?
What? Yeah, that is a fascinating one.
Very
but
interesting.
Owl being high,
it is.
I'm not surprised.
I can see that.
Yeah. Cormorant
usually
being up
the
there.
mystery of it. I know, right? Even Cormorant is like, what is going on?
But I think there's some interesting trends here I would kind of pull out of this. Not specifically to the species, right? But owls being number one makes sense, right? They fascinate people. They're hard to find. They have that, forward-facing eyes that you can connect with more, so there's like a little bit more emotional connection with them in a portrait setting. But then after that, when we start looking at the species, it's more about their habitat, I think. Penguins, cormorants, right? Grouse, these big, open, vast spaces. Penguins and cormorants along, coastal things with lots of rock and stuff like that. Grouse, maybe just because behavior, but also mountain scenes and wide open prairies and stuff like that, So I feel like those categories up there kind of aren't so much tied to the species as they are where they live.
Just the landscape itself. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, yeah.
Anything
else you want to talk about on this chart before we move on to the next one?
No, okay. I'm good.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
This one was fascinating.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, to me, it kind of like goes hand in hand with, because I think he did, like, he talked about like the wider and the portrait and whatever, and it's like, yeah, exactly. And I think portrait was like had a lot more or whatever, so you can see where the 600 comes in. I would be very interested over the next, year or two. I think lately this wider scene, getting more of the environment seems to be the thing lately. A lot of people are doing it more. So I would wonder if there's going to be a shift that you might see more. But then again, like, small in frame, shown environment all the time. Like, are they going to pick a ton of those? No. You know what I mean? There's only so many I think they would actually include in the book.
I think this chart actually, I probably should have done it in another order, because I think this chart sort of ties in with one of the others that Rain did in a more interesting way. And that is, and I'll just jump to it, it's this one that shows, and it took me a minute to kind of figure out what this one meant. So he, just like, I just had to read it more, right? Each bar represents a photo in the book. So each one of these bars is a photo in the book, right? So basically this is your span of how many photos are within that range. And if we look at them all, like 80 to 50, 70 to 200 match the 600 millimeter range, right? So like the shorter focal lengths there actually end up being just as popular in these contests as the 600. Now, the deal is a bunch of different lenses are used within these ranges, which is why this being a specific lens gets skewed, right? That's why these numbers are lower. True. But, any one of like,
combine it
from like I don't know, 5 of these lenses can all get you down into those lower ranges, right, of focal lengths.
That's right.
Which is why those numbers spike back up here again when you're looking at this. So I thought those two charts together were very, very fascinating. And it does kind of prove, which I think he even mentioned in his video, you don't have to have the most expensive gear to get in these contests.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I mean, like, most gear now is like, it's incredible what you can actually capture, like the quality and stuff like that. Like, it's amazing. And I think that's why you see a lot of people now especially when they're entering into photography, they're not always jumping right to these big, expensive prime lenses. They're staying within those zoom ranges because they're inexpensive, super lightweight, and the quality is
incredible.
There. Like it's just there now. It's not what it used to be. So,
I think there's other parts that tie into that too, Brad. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I was going to say, like, I think too, like you'll hear a lot of, I'll say us veterans or whatever have been doing it for years and years that have gone to the like telephoto range, and then we're like going backwards, like going back into those zoom ranges and showing more environment. So anyone kind of entering into it now is probably seeing that trend happening a bit more. And it's probably like, well, why am I going to drop 20 grand for a telephoto? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to say, and we've gone over this before, the quality and stuff is there obviously for the telephotos, but
and I think I think it's the other part of it is how much the technology has made a difference, right? It's made those zoom lenses equally or close enough sharpness wise that you can't tell other than like pixel peeping the hell out of it, right? And I've shown that time and time again with videos. Like I can take the cheapest lens I have and the most expensive lens I have, and unless you have access to the raw file and zoom in 100%, it's really hard to tell the difference sharpness wise. But also stabilization, allowing slower shutter speeds, and higher ISOs being better. Those two things have combined to allow those less fast lenses to be usable in these scenarios, right? Because before, if you couldn't shoot a slower shutter speed, you had no choice and your ISO would go up really high. And then when the ISO wasn't as good, the image would just completely fall apart. But now those two things kind of getting better and better has really made a difference. And now all of a sudden these lenses are usable in the really good light when it's lower light and stuff like that. So I think that has added to it as well.
Definitely.
And then this last chart we have, again, he's got a bunch of charts. So, if you're interested in this stuff, again, we can't recommend enough. Go watch the whole video. He's got a ton more stuff. We just only picked a couple of them here to kind of tease it. And we thought they were interesting topics. But this one was fascinating to me as well.
Right? Zoom is tipping the scale.
That's kind of surprising for wildlife.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's going to get more and more, but
I can't imagine why it wouldn't.
I don't think a ton more, but I think you're going to see a bit more to Zoom over the next couple of years. If he was to do it again, I don't know that I'm going to go and do all these statistics, but it'd be great if he did. But
and you know what? I can't remember. I think because I watched it a while ago now. I think he did a few charts of things that weren't quite totally gear related, like location based stuff. So like he did some things like that, and the smaller in frame, like really extremely small in frame, small in frame, and then portrait. But there was certainly, and understandably, right, more charts I would say that were kind of connected to the gear, I think, or they might have been kind of equal, but it makes sense because that's where you can get the factual data,
Yeah, because I know he did throw up a bunch about like what countries, and then like even if people traveled, like did they take it potentially where they're from, or did they actually go and travel somewhere to get those shots?
Which
it was
that one was really interesting. I was going to include it here, but he did mention when I was talking to him about getting permission to use these charts. He did say he had to do a little bit of like extrapolate, a little bit of guesswork on some of them, to understand if they were traveling. So, but I think, it's still got to be relatively accurate, and was also really fascinating as well. So again, without us giving away too much of the video, go watch it, guys. Go check it out. Because
definitely.
I love the concept. I thought it was really, really clever.
Me too.
I love what he did with it, and so it was
and I think it's great. I think it's very valuable. If you're into contests and you're really trying to up your chances of at least getting into the book or something, I think it may play a factor. I wouldn't put like everything in on it. I still believe go with your gut, go with what you feel, but I don't know, man. Like I said, there's one or two like images that I kind of pulled, and I'm like second guessing whether or not. So I'm just like, I don't know, because like I guess for me it's like even when you think of like songbirds and warblers, because I think he did one where it was like one warbler got in and one songbird, and I'm like, so I guess for me, well, yeah, not to toot my own horn, yes, got the only warbler, but
that's pretty cool.
I guess for me, it's like let's just say you're a big time, like, you know, that's one of your main subjects you spend a ton of time in, and you've got, out of your 25 entries, you've got 15 of them are going to be warblers or songbirds or whatever. Like, are you lowering your odds? Like, maybe you should pull a few other ones in of other species that you hadn't really, you know, I don't know, just because you're really tied to it.
But I'd say if
I
you
think
are,
over the years,
that's more reason to share those. That's more reason to submit those, if that's your thing.
Oh, I get that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you've got to weigh it out. Like, how much are you invested in wanting, like, to get into this book and whatever? I'm just saying, like, if this is something you really, really want, you know, I think you're lowering your odds. Because, I mean, I think years past, it's been the same type of thing. There's very few songbirds that actually make it into the book or get anywhere into the contest. So it's like, you know, do you actually invest most of your entries on those? Maybe not.
I think,
who knows?
I think as long as you have, this is my take, if you have extra photos, like a surplus of photos, and you're trying to decide which ones to submit, then using stuff like this to narrow it down makes sense, right? But if it's the other way, if you have your 10 favorite and then you got to kind of struggle to fill out the rest or something like that, then I'd say don't let something like this, like data like this, change your mind about submitting those 10 that you are so passionate about. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I would hate to see something like this kind of info or any other outside influence change what you feel really connected with to submit to a contest, unless all you really care about is winning. Like, if all you really care about is winning at any cost, then this is helpful. This is super helpful, right? And or if you have extra, like if you've got 40 images and you're struggling, like, which should I do? And a bunch of them are songbirds, ditch them. Because if you have others that you're proud of and happy with and connect with, then by all means, you should use something like this to help you. But I just would hate to see people be like, oh, I really love this image, but I don't think it's going to do well because of the history of these contests and what people are doing. So now I'm not going to submit it. That kind of sucks, I think. You know, like, I think that's the wrong approach for me, you know?
Yeah. Well, just even an example, I've got like an image. I won't say what it is, but it's like birds, I'll say tiny in frame, like it's small in frame, but there are so many elements within that image that for me, I'm like, I think like I said, through his charts or whatever, like there was like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 images where it was like a tiny bird. Like there was very few. Yeah. So that makes you think, oh, gee, well, there's, you know, but there's no way I'm going to remove it. Like, to me, it's, I love the image, everything about it.
Totally.
Yeah. So I'm like, no,
go for it anyway.
Like, I'll roll the dice. Maybe I'll be that one person that gets it in.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So, and we've talked about this before in the past, Brad, like where we've submitted some images that we were just like, there was extra because we, you know, there was a certain number you could submit and we didn't really feel it. And then they weren't really our true style, and then they end up winning or placing, and you're just like, is that really what I want my name attached to, right? And so I feel like that would be the same with this if you followed this blindly, right? If you just if you took all of your own, you know, personal judgments and connections and whatever to the photos and just threw that out the window and went, all right, here's what the data says, let me do this by the numbers, then if you do win, what for what at that point, you know? So it's almost like you beat the system, you figured it out. You know what I mean? It's almost like this whole YouTube and other thing. People play the game, and you know, but they're funneling themselves into this one style that everyone does. Or just like, isn't the point of like placing or getting in the book or winning at one of these contests to feel good that other people recognize something that you are proud of yourself, not just that you beat the system and figured it out. You know what I mean? Like, that's all. Exactly. So I think, you know, I think there's tons of helpful information in this video. It's certainly worth thinking about and paying attention to, as long as it doesn't, you know, skew you beyond the stuff that you really love and connect with. That's my final take on the whole thing. But I love that he did it, and it was really fun to kind of
appreciate his effort.
Yeah. It makes you feel like I wish Bird Photographer of the Year would just put that data out, right?
Right. Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe they can hire him.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it. Look at that. We did like an hour episode. Nice and tight.
Oh wow, that went
stuff.
Fast.
It did, right?
Yeah. Time went fast.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm in Vail, Colorado, the famous Vail right now. That's where I'm at. And unfortunately, I was telling Brad right before we started, amazing mountains right there. And the way I'm parked in this rest area, this is my travel day. I had to stop to record this. I couldn't park to show any of that. So all we get is a stupid parking lot and building out the back here. But I'd love to show. In fact, you know what? Before we go, I will. I'm going to disconnect the phone here.
Yeah.
See, this is my webcam, right? I just use my phone. So here, now I can just show everybody.
There you go.
Look, like nice views out there. Really, really stunning.
Yep.
And then out this way, there's Beyond the U-Haul is a nice
Beyond the U-Haul.
Yeah. So listen, my life is usually quite glamorous. I've spent the last handful of days staying in Rocky Mountain National Park, and the views were just incredible, and we'll talk about that in the next episode and show some stuff. But sometimes this is the other side of living in the van. Is you're pulled over in a rest area with a U-Haul in the background and trucks rumbling around over there. So that's part of this life.
That's cool. It is. Yeah.
So
awesome.
Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and thank you all in advance for the donations you're going to give us. Don't worry, we're really not going to plug this nonstop, but we did want to mention it because we have had people asking how they could.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. So we're very grateful and thankful for anybody that helps support us doing this show. It is something we really enjoy doing, but it doesn't change the fact that it is work. We have to set aside time and prepare and do some stuff like that. So for those of you that decide to donate and recognize and appreciate the work that we're putting into this, we are thankful.
Definitely. Thanks.
Cool, man. You got anything? Well, I was going to say we're going to record tomorrow, so I guess there's not much planned except you said Friday looked pretty good, right?
Yeah, Friday looks really nice. Tomorrow's the same. Wind. Just all we're dealing with is wind. So, right. And like right now, a lot of stuff is still just the waterfowl. So it's like you need half decent conditions. So
yeah, that totally makes sense.
But yeah, Friday, hopefully I'll get out.
All right. Sounds good, man. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up before my arm gets tired.
Yeah, it was good chatting.
Holding us up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Catch you on the next one.
Take care, everyone.